What up, people? I'm back again with another video. Let Ruben Amorim cook. Please, guys, let Ruben Amorim cook. Before we get into these topics, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm fairly new in this YouTube space, football content. And I'm really pleading with you. Please like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and it helps the community for sure. We are trying to build something unique here where we speak nothing but facts and trying to be reasonable with what we see, analyze the game, what the manager says, what the players are looking like, under Ruben Amorim, what the fans are saying. So first, let's get into it. Yeah, watch my other videos as well. I'm gonna be putting them too as well on the bottom, on the top there. Then you guys can see where we are, making videos. You guys can leave your comments. You agree, you disagree, what are your thoughts on how this video is going. So yeah, let Ruben Amorim cook. What I have seen online, from the fans is what happened to, we are going to give this manager time. What happened to that? Because I'm looking at this, I'm like, wait a minute. I thought you guys said we're going to let the manager cook. We're going to give this manager time to be able to do his thing. From one game, we are already freaking out. And we did not lose, by the way. Manchester United played Ipswich and we drew the game. And nobody said this has to be an slot type of a coincidence where people forget, people just want to see the success, but they don't see the struggle. When Slot got into Liverpool, he took over the old team that was there, had a preseason, and they struggled in the beginning of it. People should not forget, Nottingham Forest came to Anfield and beat them in their own gaff. That's what people don't understand. They were struggling until they started getting the system right, and now they are flourishing at the top spot in the Premier League. So we cannot sit here and just forget a little bit. Now, compared to Ruben Amorim, he got in the middle of the season. Erik ten Hag got sacked, and Ruben Amorim replaced him in mid-season. So he hasn't had the time to train with his players. He had 2 days since he was appointed. He had 2 days to fully train with the full squad. And people keep analyzing the game against Ipswich as if, he had all the players available and he chose to play Johnny Evans. Like, it's disingenuous. It's disingenuous to what he did. You cannot look at that game and talk and say, why did he pick those players? Like, are you okay in the head? Like, our players, for one, majority of our players were not available. Two, the players that were available were injured and he had to slowly bring them back, or they were not ready to play. Somebody like Kobe Menu was available on the bench because he is still coming back from injury. Luke Shaw is still coming back from injury. Malacia is still coming back from injury. They were all available on the bench. Mason Mount was, has been in and out. Ugarte came back late from Uruguay from playing in the international break. Most of our players were out. So the few that could play, trained just 2 days. So you cannot look at that and judge everything in one go. You can't. There are some few things you can definitely say, and the manager came out and I mean, the head coach, as they say, came out and actually said, listen, people, I'm going to cut down the amount of interviews I'm doing. I'm going to focus on my players because there are few things I have seen. I have a lot of work to do. I need to spend time with my players and let them get the system, my philosophies and what I'm trying to do, because I clearly saw they could not, they could not, the intensity was not there, and they did not know when to attack, when to run back, when to stand with the players. And, that was, that is the reason why I need to cut back in some of the things. And he is right. He is right. And Man United is mainly marketing, and they get as much footages out there more than spending time with their players. Managers, everything has suffered because this club was built and is still built on the marketing. Look at the amount of t-shirts, shirts, going out. Look at the amount of PR going out. Like, it's so much. A manager needs time to implement his system to be able to get it. Otherwise, he gets sacked. What keeps a manager in a club is winning. That is just it. And it's very difficult for a manager to stay consistent with all this PR going on. So Ruben Amorim said, listen, I have to cut the amount of interviews I'm doing. And as you can see, he's somebody who don't want too much of the limelight, But unfortunately, he is, or fortunately, he is at Man United, where everything is marketing. Everything is PR. We will see moving forward how he's going to deal with that. Like, he has to spend time with the players and get this system working, because what we saw on the Ipswich game, the way he played with the players, Casemiro, at some point he was confused on what he was supposed to do, either run forward and mark the player or run behind. And there's a video out there where Jamie Carragher actually talked about, and showed on Sky Sport what happened during that time, where the players, they knew in the beginning of the game, the players knew where to be and how to go. But as the game progressed, they, they start forgetting how to, be on the same position, and Casemiro was afraid if he goes up front and stand behind the player and mark the player, is there anybody behind him to cover him? So all those type of little things, are the reason why we need players. We need, we need the full squad to be available in this system coming up, and unfortunately, we don't have that time. Ruben Amorim does not have the time. So he will be learning in-game and implementing the style in-game. As we speak, they are training. They train today, they'll be training tomorrow, and yeah, we see how it goes on Thursday, but unfortunately he doesn't have the time. He will be going with what he thinks is his first 11. For now, he wanted to see what he was going to do. So that is that is it for the manager. And I'm going to be speaking more if we see more evidence. But for now, guys, chill. I'm going to talk about the fans right now. The fans, right? For Man United, it's a gift and a curse for Man United, because we have a big fan base. It's either things go way good or way bad. There's the in-between does not really exist when it comes to Man United, And it's unfortunate that our first game under a new manager, with his first game, I'm already getting a lot of rumblings, a lot of too much of a definitive saying, It's unfortunate that, Man United fans, some Man United fans with bigger platforms, they they forget to understand that, when you say something with such a following, when you say something, it holds weight. Your fan base look at what you have said and think it makes sense. They go with your narrative thinking it's the right thing. Meanwhile, you just be bullshitting just because you have a microphone in front of you, like I have right now. But it depends on what you're hearing and how, because you can easily sway somebody's thought. I might watch a game right now. We watch the same game, but then your way of analyzing the game is totally different because you have a certain agenda in your head. And then once you start saying it, it makes sense. It looks like it makes sense, but what I just saw is not what you're saying right now. But because you already have this certain level of a statue out there and how people view you in the YouTube space, in the community, you sway somebody's thoughts already. Like somebody like Mark Goldbridge, for example, right? A United stand, they have a lot of followers. What he says sometimes hold weight because he knows the in and out of Man United and he has inside sources, right? But then somebody like me, I know what I'm seeing. I will definitely not agree with everything he's saying, but already that pre-notion that he has a bigger fan base, it might sway how you view things, and that is not correct. Man United fans cannot come out from this first game, and already criticizing a lot of things. I get it. There's a difference between criticizing the players and definitely saying this player will never work under this manager, which is wrong, because you never know. Can somebody out there tell me you knew we were going to win the FA Cup with these players before we got there? Can somebody tell me that? Not even one person. Not even one person could tell me they knew we were going to win a cup. Like, it's just not possible. But there are surprises. There are games we won that we shouldn't have won. And there are players who can actually develop and change under a new manager and under a new system. But you need time to be able to see with your eyes if it's possible or not. But from one game, you cannot sit here and tell me Garnacho is this shit and he is just this type of a player that runs and that is it. I saw in the first 10 minutes, I saw Garnacho making some few runs, right? The only thing he needs to do in his game is hold the ball and be able to scan where you're passing the ball, right? Ruben Amorim played him there because the players that were supposed to play there, like Mason Mount, they were out injured. He's slowly walking them back into the game. And maybe we're gonna see Mason Mount playing this Thursday against Bodo Glimt at Old Trafford. We are left to see. We're going to see. But at the end of the day, let's calm down. Now, Rashford, Garnacho, like I was saying, I saw in the first 10 minutes, he was actually doing well. But as the game progressed, like all of the players, they were shit. They started seeing that, they started seeing like, they started thinking before playing. They started overthinking. So the scapegoating of these players, it does not make any sense. Same thing with Xerxes. Joshua Xerxes hasn't played for us yet. How many games has he played for us for you to sit here and tell me he is the worst player? Yes, I criticized him, but not to that extent where I'm not giving him time to grow. But fans, Man United fans are coming out and saying he should be sold in the summer just because you don't see him running. No, there are players who uses their intelligence and actually play a game without running. Eriksen did not score all these goals because he's a prolific runner, or he's just intelligent and has a technical ability to know when to be and how to be. You can coach that. That's why there's a new manager and a new system. So you cannot write off Garnacho, who is fairly young, and then you go and praise other players from a different club just because what Spurs won 4-0 against Man City. Now their players are now better than us. Like, what are you saying? They are not. They are not. If they were better, they would win trophies. But no, they are not. Because we drew against Ipswich does not now out of a sudden mean Ipswich players are now better than us. No. They just won that game. Does not mean we should be going there and be signing players that are playing. No. If those same players wear the Man United shirt, I'm telling you, they would not be able to go further than that. So again, yes, why we need personnel, in the club, we still need other players to still get in and play this system. Yeah, I get it. But at the end of the day, we cannot sit here and write people off from one game. It's like I refuse to accept that. And please, guys, do not let other fans, other rival fans, bully you to just chat nonsense just because you're in the stream with them. When they're bringing up some certain type of narratives, shut them down. Tell them, listen, my guy, I have my players. My players need time to learn this system. Yes, some of the players have been with other managers like back to back, and they haven't improved, right? You never know. It might be this is the guy who actually raises their level of confidence, raises their level of thinking, raises their level of skills, and they actually play. But from one game, you cannot sit here and where is the clean slate where all these fans were saying, I'm going to give this player a clean slate, I'm going to give this player a clean slate, and after one match, you're putting a definitive stamp like, listen, they are done. Yes, we know there are players that are that are injury prone that has to be sold. That I get. There are some few anomalies here that we can actually say, yes, they should be sold. But not every player, though. Not every player. You cannot sit there and just, let these players breathe with the system. Let them play a couple of games. See how this, from now to January, see, that's a good sample size for you to actually predict. Like, I don't see them improving, or I don't see them changing the way they play. Like any other person, they are used to 4-4-2 system. So you can imagine now narrowing down what you used to do does not apply right now. It's confusing mid-season. It's very confusing. There is not enough practice. There's not enough training for this. Like, you need to go do it time and again for you to be able to be like, you know what? This is what I want to do. This is where I'm going to be standing. If I'm passing this ball to my colleague, to my player, I know this person is going to be here. If Bruno lifts his head up and want to make that killer pass, he is guaranteed this player is going to run to be able to get the ball. Because I saw that against Ipswich where there was a pass and then a player did not understand. And it was a Bruno pass. Like, the pass was amazing. But because the player, Dalot, was not attentive, he gave up before the ball reached him. He gave up. Those type of things is what I'm saying, So, fans, we need to calm down and let these players have a little bit of a sample size before you draw your conclusions. Because we sat here and was giddy and was happy for the whole entire international break, and then we were saying all type of things. Well, I know I'm going to give these players a clean slate. Every Ten Hag system was flawed. Which player is good under every Ten Hag? It was all about every Ten Hag system being flawed, and he was not using these players to his abilities. Which players improved under him? All those type of questions. And now out of one game, now out of a sudden, you guys are not seeing it. When I was clearly saying these players are not good enough. I saw that. Not because it was a change of a system or another manager will come and raise their value, raise how they play. I saw that even with a new system, they will still not be able to cope. I was saying that from my old videos. Go check it out on my YouTube. That's why I said, please like, share, and subscribe, and you will see what I'm talking about. I speak facts. When I said these players are not good enough, I had a lot of pushback saying, look at this. You, fans like you are the problem. Fans like you are the problem. Every Ten Hag needs to go, blah, 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 blah. True. You fans actually drove this manager out after winning 2 trophies with the same players you don't now are not liking. So tell me, what else do you want? Because it's in the comfort of your home, you might sit here and just say whatever you want to say, because again, you have a microphone in front of you and just say whatever thing you want to say. But you don't know there are some few things that is more than just the game. The mindset. The mindset is not about your physical. Your physical body on how you play the game matters. But your mindset is everything. Same thing in real life. How you maneuver life is your head. Common sense is very important than just reading from a book. You can use your head. And most of the time, fans, we go from our emotions and it's all over the place. Like I said, it's either extremely good or extremely bad. Rival fans are now they're trolling Man United like, yeah, what happened to the Moncler? The Moncler did not work this time. Look at your manager. He did not win against Ipswich. They just want to, they are forcing the laugh, and you guys are falling for it. I saw a lot. Just this today, I saw a lot, and it's baffling to me that rival fans are rattling you guys, and you guys are still catching up. Thank God for the few ones that I saw from other channels, that I follow. Like, they said, no, I'm not falling for that. They had a pushback, rightfully so. Some fans were harsh on themselves, saying, yeah, we drew and it felt like a loss. I'm just like, what the hell is wrong with you? Who guaranteed you that his first game we were gonna win? I don't care if it was against Bournemouth. I don't care if it was against Southampton. I don't care if it was against a lower level team. It was not guaranteed. It was not guaranteed. He needed to play whoever to be able to see for himself who to just get through the game. But he did not lose the game. We drew. We should have won the game actually. But his system after a while was not working. But Ipswich had this, they have been playing for a long time with that system since the beginning of the season, and they know where to be and how to attack. Our players are still trying to find out their rhythm in this new system. Okay, I'm going to talk about the players right now. The players need to take accountability. They need to use their heads. What I saw in the Ipswich game, they could not run. They could not pass the ball from one end to another. But in training, they will easily do that. They don't have the mindset of winners. And for fans running out there and criticizing and bullying and scapegoating Joshua Zirkzee, Marcus Rashford for traveling, Casemiro and all that is unwarranted. It's not needed. It's something that you guys need to stop. Okay, it's not needed. Please find another job. Okay, either stop complaining and let these players actually do something, give them time. But the players need to give the fans the hope and the belief they will be all right under the system. And that is where the players need to step up. As a professional, right? If you know that there's something you're still learning, right? Your intentions matter, right? You cannot say, oh, I don't know how to drive, and just sit in your ass and don't actually practice how to drive. You go out there and find a way to do it. It's that simple. You go out there, find a way to do it. That's how you learn. If you want to learn something, ask questions. Practice on your own. What are you doing? What are you watching videos? Are you learning? As a professional, do all of these things, not just for you. One, the funny part is all of this, money these players are getting. It's not because they sat in their asses and just got it. Like, you raised your value at one point to be able to get what you're getting now. But as we all know, money is never enough, right? And if you want to raise your value, you play games very well. You play games very well. You look at what you need to improve in and you step up your value. That's how players get called up to Real Madrid. You don't just play the game just because you feel like I have arrived. Yes, Man United is a big club. You need to prove it at the highest level. Hence, the limelight is everywhere. So please, people, like I said, like, share, and subscribe. The players, again, there are some players that need to be sold. There are players that need to be sold in the summer. But for now, everybody needs a clean slate. Everybody needs time to grow. The manager needs time to play with all of these players. That's why he was doing substitutions. He's not afraid to take players off. There's no favorites. He's still learning who plays well, where, and how the player plays. His in-game management was elite. He was coaching in-game. We had one goal, he was not celebrating because that's not, he's like, no, I'm not getting carried away here. You understand? And that's how we are seeing something fairly new and really, really different from what we think. And us as fans, we are confused where players are supposed to be standing even on the first place. I was confused because I was looking at it. I'm like, I don't know where each player is standing except the keeper and maybe the back line. I can figure it out. And Bruno, because he plays exactly where he plays. Now, for the rest, I did not know what they were going to do. And when I started watching the game, I saw, Amad Diallo defending as well as crossing for Rashford's goal. So, guys, there's a lot we still need to learn from these players, from the manager, and we see where we are in the season, But as far as it goes, we need to give this manager and these players time to grow, to develop under this new system before you criticize. It's not needed. Yes, you can analyze the game after it has been played, but then when you're too harsh with your criticism, I'm just like, it's been disingenuous here. You're not doing yourself a favor. You're just making points just to make points. You're not fair with your comments. You cannot say, oh, I'm going to give these players time, but then when, yes, they're doing something clearly wrong, and then you're saying, no, they need to be sold. Right? It does not make sense. Give them time to grow before you make that statement. But anyways, people, like I said, like, share, and subscribe. You guys make me grow. You make us grow. Under this channel, it's a fairly new channel. Like I said, I'm still trying to get myself around, this YouTube thing. I cannot really go live too much because I'm still working my way up. But with 1,000 subscribers moving up, it will help. Now I'm still below that. I have to record it like this, edit it, and present it to y'all. So if you like this content, please, I'm putting a lot of work in it. Like, share to your friends, let them know this is my united community and we have to support each other rather than tearing each other down or arguing just for arguing sake. Name calling people and all those type of things is not necessary. So please stay tuned and be blessed out there. Mental health is very important. Don't stress yourself for nothing. Don't let anybody push you around for nobody. Be at peace, watch your content, be happy, smile, move past the devil. We are out here for peace.